Alright, hello everyone, welcome to episode number 8, I think. Last week I said 5, but it was actually 7, so I'm losing it. But I'm out of Busch and most things, so this week I have a Laguita's IPA. So, Laguita. Alright, so the Chiefs got their second loss in a row. Mariota is the starter, no Mo. The Lions lost their game. They say their refs are to blame. But maybe it's because most of their offense was field goals. Alright, so before we get started, I've got some business. I've received payment from Colin, Bruce, Macy, and T-Corn, and so everyone else still owes me $22.50. That's $12.50 for the trophy, and $10 for the end of the season winnings. I would very much appreciate it if everyone who still needs to pay me to do so sooner rather than later. Alright, so we've got transactions, ads, drops, trades, and there were a lot of trades this week, everyone. So I'm just going to do trades because the ad drops weren't as exciting as the trades. First up, right after recording last week, I traded Josh Gordon to Michael for Brandon Cooks. I would say it's a good trade considering Josh Gordon got injured and didn't do very well that week. And as I will discuss later, Brandon Cooks was used for a different purpose rather than playing. Next up, Bruce traded Melvin Gordon and Austin Eckler to Lincoln for Leonard Fournette. This, I would say, is a pretty good trade. Fournette obviously is a very good running back, but Gordon and Eckler are both R. So at first it looked like very good for Lincoln, but then they played, and both of them, Eckler and Gordon, neither of them did too well. And this also has got some effects going on later, but this one, it was probably good for both sides because, both sides needed it. Next up, we've got my trade with Adam. I gave him Demarcus Robinson and Jordan Howard, and he gave me Mike Evans and Carlos Hyde. When the trade first ran through, I thought it was pretty good in my favor. And then after they played, I thought it was very good in my favor because my newly acquired players, did much better than the players I gave Adam. So I would say that I won that trade. Next up, we've got George Kittle and Melvin Gordon being traded from Lincoln to Fiala for Travis Kelce and Philip Lindsay. Kittle and Travis Kelce are both very good tight ends. However, I would say that the Chiefs' offense is a bit better than San Francisco's, and Kelce is overall a better tight end. As I mentioned earlier, Melvin Gordon is a very good running back, but he's kind of splitting time right now with Eckler in LA, whereas Philip Lindsay is basically the clear-cut starter over in Denver, and so I'm going to have to give this one in favor of Lincoln. So there's that trade. Next up, we've got my trade with Lincoln. I gave him Brandon Cooks for Juju Smith-Schuster. See, I told you I'd bring him back. I'd say this is a good trade. Yes, Brandon Cooks is a very talented receiver. However, the Rams' offense is a bit stagnant with the wide receivers, and Cooks has been injured this season so far, and he's probably about the second or third favorite target over there. And, Juju also has been kind of having a slow start to the season. But I think he can pick it up, and it can turn out looking pretty good for me as long as he can start finding his mojo. Finally, Bruce traded Christian Kirk and Jacoby Brissett to Adam for Matthew Stafford. While those are both very talented quarterbacks, I would say that this one probably favors Adam. Kirk, he is a solid receiver, but this team is not too good. He's the number 2 target over there in Arizona, behind Fitzgerald. And like I said, both the quarterbacks are good. But Bruce didn't really need a quarterback. He's got Lamar Jackson. This is really just for that backup spot. So I would say it favors Adam, but it's really kind of a wash because, So that's it. All right, game recaps. So first up, we've got me versus Colin. This matchup looked like it was going to be close, but then it ended up being almost a 40-point game, despite me not even scoring 110 points. This was the lowest scoring game of the week, and one that Colin will soon want to forget. I beat him 108.1 to 70.9. Next up, we got Sam versus Zach. If you thought almost a 40-point game was a blowout, then almost a 70-point game was a super blowout. Sam never had a chance in this one, as all but one of Zach's players scored double digits, and 4 of them were over 20. Zach stomped on Sam, beating him 168.1 to 101.2. Next up, we got Adam versus Lincoln. This matchup was a bit closer. All Lincoln needed to win this one was for Aaron Rodgers to score at least 36 points, and while he put up a respectful 18.3, he fell a bit short. In the end, Adam beat Lincoln 124.6 to 106.9. Next up, we got Bruce versus Derek. This matchup was not that close, but it was the highest scoring game of the week. This is a tough loss for Derek because he had enough points to beat 8 other teams, but alas, he played Bruce. The final score for this matchup was Bruce winning 154 to 124.5. Next up, we got Michael versus Fiala. A close matchup, and in this one, it was all about the legs. Michael's running backs went off, and his kicker put up double digits. In the end, Michael's team was too much for Fiala to handle, beating him 100.8 to 96.4. Finally, another close matchup. A difference of only 1.1 points separated these two teams, and it all came down to Monday Night Football and a catch by Jimmy Graham. It was definitely a tearjerker, as both people in this matchup were in the same room when this all went down. In the end, T-Corn beat Macy 108.7 to 107.6. Now, it's time for the power rankings. Number 1, as you probably might be able to guess, we've got Michael. You just eked out a win versus Fiala last week, but hey, whatever works. You've won 5 games in a row, and that's the longest streak of the season for anybody. You have some good players on a bye this week, but your bench is solid enough, so it shouldn't be too big of a hit. I see another prosperous week in your future. Number 2, we've got Bruce. You had a really good week last week, and through some trades and transactions, you made your team even better. You've got another solid matchup this week, and with your team healthier and better than last week, you should do just as well. Number 3, we've got T-Corn. Not your best week, but you got the win. You also got back-to-back wins for the first time, so you're on the rise. Also, Saquon is likely going to play this week, so that's pretty good news for you. And with that, you're looking pretty good, and so is your team. Number 4, we've got Sam. You suffered a brutal loss last week. You did have some people on a bye, but you really had no chance against Zach's team. Also, you suffered quite a big loss with Will Dissly tearing his ACL, but you do have another good tight end on your roster in Austin Hooper. You still have got a pretty good team, and for your sake, hopefully they show up this week. Number 5, we've got Macy. That was an oucher. You lost a close matchup, but at least it was to a good team. Your team, though, is still pretty good, so I will never doubt you. You do have another tough matchup again this week, however, so hopefully all of your players will perform. Number 6, we've got Adam. You had a pretty solid win last week and putting up a good number of points. You also made some moves, trading away some solid players, but hey, I'm not complaining. You still do have some good players on your roster, so I reckon that you've got a good chance to win this week. Number 7, we've got Zach. I never would have thunk that you'd win yourself a beer, but hey, you did it, so congrats. Not only that, but you beat a pretty good team last week. Did your team have a week where they overperformed, or have they been underperforming in the weeks prior? I don't know, but we'll surely find out this week. Number 8, we've got Colin. Ouchie, mama! Oof, daddy. You got the opposite of a beer last week because you scored the least amount of points in a forgettable loss to a really handsome man. Your team is still fairly solid, though. However, you do have a tough matchup this week, so hopefully the tides will change in your favor. Number 9, we've got me. Speaking of handsome men, me. I did it. I won again. Granted, it was to a team that only scored 70.9 points, but hey, I'll take it. I have really improved my team over the last week, and so with a win, hopefully this week, I'm looking to keep on moving up in the power rankings. Number 10, we've got Derek. Derek. You lost last week, but not for a lack of points, as you put up the 4th most points out of everyone. You just happen to be playing the guy who put up the 2nd most points. You've got some good players on your team, but you also have some question marks, so we'll see how well you do this week. Number 11, we've got Alex Fiala. You just barely lost a close matchup to a good team last week, so I wouldn't feel too ashamed. Your team has some solid players, but hopefully you just need them to perform, and this week especially, hopefully they can do that. And number 12, we've got Lincoln. Oh man, Lincoln. You lost a not-so-close game last week, and from the beginning of the season to now, you've fallen off the wagon. Your team has some good players, but you just need them to show up. I'm rooting for you, buddy, but it's not been working out for you so far. And with that concludes our power rankings. And now, we've got a special guest this week. You may know this person as someone in our fantasy football league. This person needs no introduction, as this person is one of my favorite people, I'd say, in the world. So, without further ado, here she comes. It's
Tyler, you were right. It's me. Hi, everyone.
Yep, we've got Macy this week. So, Macy, a couple questions before we move on.
Sure, go for it.
How do you think your season is going so far?
Well, you guys are very welcoming.
We try.
Too welcoming. But I think that I drafted a pretty good team. Most of the team that I have is who I drafted. I haven't made any trades.
Mm-hmm.
Send me some better ones. I don't know. I think maybe I'm a little too nervous to trade. I don't know the players that well, but I'm learning every week, which is really nice. And you guys are always willing to help, which is, even better. Yeah.
All right. So how do you think your first? How do you like your first season of fantasy football?
It's okay. I'm super competitive, so it's difficult taking hard losses like the one from this past week.
Yeah, that was a brutal one, and not gonna lie, I was rooting for you. I
know.
I was rooting. I think everyone was rooting for you.
Hopefully, no, it's okay. It was rough, but it's all good now. Hopefully, all good things come. More, I don't know. It was rough. Yeah. It was really rough, but I went home.
It was close though.
It was close.
That's hey.
Points don't matter, Joey.
Hey, if only you were playing Colin, am I right, everyone? Anyway, final question. If you could destroy one person, and you can, if you want, you could pick more than one person in this league for fantasy football, or I guess in life.
In life.
Who would it be?
I don't think I could do that in life. Okay, well, let's just stick with the fantasy.
Okay, we'll stick with fantasy for now.
Fantasy world.
Yep, I'm fantasizing, yes.
Okay. I would definitely T-Corn for last week. That sucked, bro. That sucked. But good game. It was nice watching it with you. Lincoln, I don't know. I feel like...
I think we'd all like to destroy Lincoln.
Yeah, I just think it'd be fun. And then, haven't seen him because he's gone. But Adam, bro, come back.
He lives here.
Yeah, I know, but I never see him.
Oh, okay.
Like, ever. He literally lives on campus. And I think
I saw him last week.
I know. I just think it'd be fun to destroy him. Just because he's a good buddy. You're all good buddies. Can I just destroy you all and win fantasy instead?
If you try hard enough.
I'm not going to win.
All right. So that's all the questions I got.
So
let's move on to the predictions for this upcoming week.
Yeah, for sure. I got
First
my
up,
notes.
we've got me versus Sam. What are your thoughts here?
You versus Sam. Okay, I wrote down tough prediction. That's literally all I wrote.
Yeah.
Because Sam's got a really good team.
He does have a good team.
But you're on the rise.
I sure am.
I don't know.
Can I give my thoughts?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think I'm gonna win. And
I almost think you're gonna win too, but
yeah.
I don't want that to make it seem because he beat me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Sam beat a lot of people though.
He did.
What is he? 4-2.
I'm really proud of you, Sam.
Good job, Sam.
Very good job, Sam. But I don't know. I feel like Joey's just gonna pull it through. I don't know. We'll see.
Yes.
Can we all watch it together?
Sure.
Maybe Joey losing.
I don't. You know what? My bold prediction for this week is I am going to beat Sam.
I think that's a good bold prediction.
Thank you.
That's a good one. I did write tough, so I mean, anything can happen.
I think it's going to be tough, I think, but
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
All right, next up, we've got Lincoln versus Derek.
What did I write? I said Lincoln has a really good chance.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's on the fence lately. Yeah. He's not. I feel bad for the boy. Man. But then I said, what did I say? But I guess we'll see who shows. That's literally what I wrote that. I mean, Lincoln's team could show up. I don't know.
So who are you picking?
Derek.
Shoot.
I don't know. Lincoln,
not gonna lie.
I don't know. I'm really bad at this because y'all are gonna hate me. Whoever I say.
No, I think I'm gonna go with Derek as well.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, Lincoln. Oh man.
However, Bruce's upset pick for this week is Lincoln, whereas T-Corn's lock pick for this week is Lincoln. So it's going to be interesting how this turns out.
Yeah, I agree. It'll be fun.
Next up, we've got Bruce versus Fiala.
Fiala.
Honestly, is there really a question in this one?
No, I wrote Bruce wins.
Yeah, come on now.
BJ wins. But Fiala does have some empty spots yet on the last top. He'll fill them.
But come on.
I mean, if he doesn't have it already filled, that means he doesn't know.
I mean, last time I checked, which was not that long ago, he did not have them filled.
See, I checked today too because I was trying to be prepared. I even brought my notebook.
She's got it's real notebook.
It's a real notebook. It's got a little
and everything.
Bookmark thing.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. Little notes.
But yeah, no, there's no. Honestly, Bruce's team is just too good.
I know.
And Fiala's team is just too bad. Look, I don't make the rules, but
Fiala, I haven't seen you either, so why don't you just add on to my...
He's in Florida, so...
I know, but that's the point.
Bruce wins.
Back.
It's pretty much what we're saying here.
Yeah, Bruce. You got it, buddy.
Next up, we got Zach versus Adam. What you got here?
I said I want Zach to win.
You want Zach to win.
I want Zach to win.
But who do you think is going to win?
But I want to destroy Adam. No, I think underdog.
Zach had a really good week last week.
He did.
But what are the odds that he can duplicate that success?
I don't know.
Adam.
I
think,
Go Zach.
Just for you, I would also like Zach to win, and
Yeah.
also, I mean, he's my
I mean, he's your
roommate, so that'd be
roommate.
nice
I
too.
literally just said hi to him.
Yeah, he was. I'm not gonna lie. Before you got here, he was not wearing a shirt, and then he heard you coming up the stairs, and he ran because I didn't tell him. I'm like, he's gonna do that shirt thing again. Anyway, it's pretty much
Okay, whatever.
Anyway, I think Adam's going to win this game.
I think he is
I do
too.
think it's going to be close though.
Yeah, I agree.
And T-Corn actually is picking for his upset that that Zach is going to win this one. So
Very nice. I hope it's good. I
Yeah.
hope.
I think this will be. I honestly, I think this might be the close. Well, between
I don't
Sam
know.
and it's either Sam and I or
Yes.
this matchup that's going to be the
Yes,
closest.
because
Um,
Adam's good, Zach's clean's kind of, and then you're, and
Hey,
then
Macy.
Sam's like number 4.
All right, next
Okay.
up we've got we're going to do T-Corn versus Colin.
Okay,
What do you think for this one?
I wrote Probs tie.
I
My
would
notes
agree.
are really specific.
Yeah, T-Corn's got a solid team, and Saquon is
I
back,
don't know
which I mean, you can't go wrong with Saquon. That was
Yeah.
almost a rhyme. That was like a slant
I mean,
rhyme.
even though you didn't destroy me, thank
No.
God. I mean, I don't. What's worse, getting destroyed or losing by 1.1 point?
Honestly,
I
probably
don't know.
losing by 1.1.
Yes, but the fact that I could have had a win is
Yeah.
because now I'm 3-3. It just
Well, I'm
kinda
2 and
sucks.
4, Macy. So anyway, so yeah, I'm thinking T-Corn's gonna win this, and actually
Yeah.
Bruce's
Sorry, Colin.
lock pick for this week is T-Corn
I was
winning.
gonna say T-Corn is. You got it.
But
I'm
yeah,
not gonna call you
so
handsome.
that did you call
just
T-Corn?
kidding.
Did you call
No,
T-Corn
I said
handsome?
I'm not gonna call T-Corn handsome.
Oh.
You're very handsome.
Lincoln, or not Lincoln, Colin is also handsome. I saw him
Colin
today,
is
and
also
he was
handsome.
looking fly.
I'm so excited to play in our next tournament.
Dude, it's gonna be so much fun.
Okay.
Anyway, final
Wow.
matchup: Michael
Me.
versus you. This is gonna
Yeah.
be a good
don't
one,
know.
I think.
I wrote I have a good chance, but I feel like Michael's gonna have something up his sleeve that I'm not gonna expect, and his players are just gonna blow me out of the water, and then I'm gonna be like, fuck.
I mean, he does have his 2 starting running backs on a
On
bye,
a bench, yeah.
and one of them is Christian McCaffrey, who has scored the most points this year in
Yeah.
fantasy
So
football.
again, I have a good chance.
Yep.
Michael, you told me some good tips for this week, which is very nice of you, seeing as I'm going up against you. The bummer is that I can't really find a good running back instead of Bell, because Bell's probably only going to get me 10 points this week, but I'm
Going
going
up
to
a
end up
tough
having to play
defense.
him. It's
Yeah.
it's just going to be up in the air for me, because, I don't know, hopefully they show.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
see.
for this game, I am obligated to pick Michael, as I made a prediction 2 weeks ago that he would win his next 3 games. But I mean, I'm not saying that I think Macy's going to win.
I think I want to add
But-
Michael to my destroy list.
You can do
I
that.
feel like me and Michael have had an ongoing battle, I don't know, for a couple years.
But look, all I'm saying is I'm picking Michael, but it's anybody's game.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
whatever.
saying. So that unless you have anything else,
Good job, guys.
that'll
Thanks for including me.
do it for this week's episode. So I'd like to thank you, Macy,
Oh,
for
okay.
coming on. It was
I'm
a
not
while
as
coming.
nervous as I thought I'd be.
She was nervous.
I was
just-
making faces.
Yep. But yeah, so that'll do it for this week's episode. So with that, thank you, and thank you.